I was reevaluating all my decisions. If you saw my video a couple weeks ago, you know that I went out to do my long walk on the trail. And I chose the trail where I've signed up to do a 25K because I thought, it would be really good to familiarize myself with that. And I need to go 8 miles today, and the trail, I'll do 8 miles of it. And that'll give me an idea of, see, 25K is 15. That's like half of it, right? And I'll be able to see trail conditions, and I'll know what to do on the day. Well, I got out there, and you first start going down. Down is hard. Oddly enough, you would think down would be easy, but down, especially on a technical trail, and what I mean by that is there are lots of, this is Arkansas, we call it Rockinsaw, lots of little rocks and big rocks, and you got to kind of pick your way down, and roots and all kinds of like different things to travel over that's not just a smooth path in the woods. And so I started down the switchback, and it gets a little easier, then it gets hard again, then you're going up and it's hard, and hard up is actually easier than hard down. So anyway, I get out to like 1 mile out, and I texted my husband and I said, I'm not going the whole way because I don't think I can make it. And I've overestimated my ability at this point in time. And so I ended up at 2 miles. I thought, okay, that gives me half of it, and then I can walk the other half tomorrow, just split it up because I still need to get that mileage and I still need the time on feet, but I can't go any further on this. I was very careful, except for the time when there was a boat, and the boat was like flying towards the shore, like right where I was. And I thought, holy cow, they're going to shoot me. Why didn't I wear an orange shirt? And I don't know why he was coming right there. And it wasn't hunting season, but I like moved like nobody's business. It's like, don't do stupid shit. Oh my God, he's going to shoot me. So, anyway, I moved as fast as I could, and I started coughing. I've been trying to get over this cough. Well, I fake coughed so he would know I'm not a deer. I am actually a person, and please don't shoot me because deer don't wear blue shirts. So I did go over some parts at that time that were a little bit on the sketchy side, that I would normally be more careful going down because I don't want to do stupid stuff. I really don't. I mean, I want to move intentionally. I think I can absolutely 100% be a trail runner, but I can't just willy-nilly run on the trail because I'm not used to it, and I'm concerned about falling and all that good stuff, right? So I managed to get back having done 4 miles. And then on New Year's Day, I told my husband, I said, I want to go back out there. I finally got a friend to tell me where the 7K loop was, because after I realized I wasn't going to be able to do a 25K, I reached out to the race director and I said, is there any way I can dial it back a little bit? I still want to do this. I left that day knowing with all my heart I want to be a trail runner, but that I'm absolutely, positively not ready for 25K on that trail. So he was able to move me back. I'm going to do a 7K, and I found out where the 7K trail was, and we went out there on New Year's Day. And I got lost, and I didn't do the whole thing, but I was out there long enough to know what the trail is like. Some of it was some I had done before. For instance, when you head out, you go down towards that switchback. So I'd already climbed up it from the other direction. I was going down this time. So it seems like the trail starts with a down, but then the rest of it seems like it's a lot of up. And it was um, technical. It was not as technical as the other side, at least the part I walked on. And I feel like it will be possible to get the 7K done in the amount of time I'm allotted. Because here's my whole thought process on the thing is that I don't want to just go out there and try it if I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like the race has a cutoff. If I don't finish it, then I haven't really done it. I want to be able to finish. So I have 8 hours. I think if I had tried to do the whole 25K at the pace I was doing the 4 miles on it, which probably would have gotten slower over time, I never would have made it. And so I think dialing it back was the right thing to do. And I'll be able to finish this one without question in the amount of time that I have. And I'm happy about that. Because, like I said, I really want to be a trail runner. This is absolutely a trail. Like the trail that I'm planning for the 50K is a rail to trail. And if you know what that is, it used to be a railway and then it's kind of graveled over or dirt over it. And so there's not a lot of elevation involved in it. There's not any technical stuff really involved in it. It's very easy compared to the trail that I signed up to do the 25K on. So I am happy I did that. I was sleeping that night and I thought I'd seen a sign out there that said turn around for 15K. And I thought, oh, 15K. I wonder how far that is because I don't do, decimals or whatever. I don't do math. And I didn't know exactly how far 15K was, but I knew it was farther than, less far than 25K. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I can do that. Well, when I woke up, I noticed there was a 50K, a 25K, and a 7K. So I ended up dialing it all the way back to 7K, which honestly I think is a good idea. My whole thing about not doing stupid stuff, and I'm not 20, I'm not trying to be 20. I just want there to be longevity in what I am doing. I felt good about dialing it back to that smaller distance. Let's talk about yesterday. So yesterday I was supposed to do 13 miles. I feel like my distancers are jumping up a little bit because I missed the 1 week after we got back from vacation and I was sick and coughing. I missed a 10-mile day. And so I thought I can do 13 miles. So I've done 9. That's the longest I've done is 9 miles. And I can do 13. So we left. It was still dark when we left because I wanted to go to the park and I wanted to be done by lunchtime and, like trying to figure out the day. We got about halfway there and we hit a deer, like a buck. It just jumped right out in front of us and it was awful. I was really happy that we killed it just so that it wasn't laying there suffering because it was breaking my heart that that was the case. That was a really hard thing to do. It hurt my heart bad. It also hurt my car badly. So our car's drivable. We're fine. The airbags didn't deploy. It could have been so very much worse. And I thank God for surrounding me with his hedge of protection. Like I pray every time I get into that car because it could have been so much worse. So we got to the park. We walked a mile. And as we were walking, my husband said, oh, there's no more porta potties here. And immediately I had to go to the bathroom. So we went one mile and we got back in the car and drove to my office, which is the closest thing. Fortunately, it's only like a mile away. But I swear to you, as soon as we got back to the trail, I felt like I still had to go again. It was crazy, and I know it was in my head. So I walked and walked and walked and walked, and I ended up having to go to the restroom again. And I texted my husband. He's like, I'm here. But right before that, I felt like I had rocks in my shoe. So I took my shoe off and there was no rock in there, but I got the insoles that go in my shoes. And right on the ball of my foot, there was it's worn through. And so I felt like I was on rocks and I thought, I'm going to get a blister there. I don't want blisters. I've been walking all this time. I feel like I have great shoes. I have great socks. And I haven't had a blister issue in the least. And so I told him, we went back to my office, texting my boss, hey, I'm not breaking in. And then when I got back that next time, I was at like 6.5. I thought I've got halfway left to go. And I started walking again and it was cold out there. Like it was so cold. My ears were cold and it was the same temperature it had been before. It may have even been warmer. But by that point, it was like all in my head. Like I had completely lost my mojo. I thought, I can't do this. I can't do 13 miles today. And I kept telling myself, look, it's in your head. You can do this. You're perfectly capable of doing it. You've been walking every day. Yes, it's kind of a bit of a jump up from last week, but you still can do it. And I just couldn't. I couldn't. My mojo was completely gone. So I told my husband, I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to do 9:28 because it matches up with the 2:72 I did on Thursday. So now I'm just like 1 mile short of my weekly goal amount of miles. And I can pop that out pretty easy today. And then I came home and I sat down, I took a nap, and when I got up, I was like, oh man, my legs hurt, my feet hurt. I don't know if I can do this. I just don't know if I can do this. I'm gonna be wow, I'd already started thinking about, wow, I found 100K. Once I do the 50K, I can do 100K, right? But yesterday I was just like, oh, so completely sure that there is no way I am never going to be able to do a 50K. I thought, maybe I should, even when I woke up this morning, I was kind of laying there. It was kind of while I was sleeping, and while I was laying there, I was thinking about maybe I need to dial back the marathon. Maybe I can't do the marathon, but the marathon's in March. So when I got up out of bed, I feel much better. My legs don't hurt. My foot doesn't hurt. My head's in a better space. We haven't hit a deer today. Oh, hopefully we'll never hit another deer. That was awful. But I realized just how much your mental attitude can get into your whole everything, like it completely derailed me yesterday. I was crunchy feeling. I was like, oh, I suck and I can't do it. But today I feel like, yeah, I can. We're going to hold off on that. Yet, can we dial back the marathon if we want to? Yes, we can, because it's not until the end of March. I haven't even entered the 50K yet because I kind of want to make sure I could do the 25K. That's kind of why I held off on doing it. I wanted to make sure I could do the 25K before I signed up for a 50K. And so I haven't even signed up for that one yet. It's at the end of April. That gives me months to train. And I am training right. I'm working on fueling right. I'm sleeping extremely well because I do. And I think I'm doing everything right. But boy, oh boy, can your head sure get in the way of something you want to do. So, my point today is just want to say that if you have a bad day, we all do, and to think you're never going to have a bad day is kind of pie in the sky. We might be letting ourselves down a little bit there because it just happens. And to learn how to roll with it is so much easier than getting mired down in the, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to do a 50K. Oh my gosh, I can't walk. I got new insoles for my shoes. My feet feel 1,000% better. I know I can do this if I want to, but I'm not training for toughness. I'm training for longevity because I want to do this for a long time. I went back on TikTok and a guy messaged me and he said, I think you need to do all of the races and don't even think about it. Just sign up for all of them and just do all of them because, you only go around once. And I wish I would have done it sooner. And I'm like, well, I said, that's all well and good. I said, but I'm 65 and I want to be doing this for a long, long time. So that's part of the problem is he didn't think I was 65, had no clue. And I'm very intentional about what I do, and I'm doing it because I know I can do it. But honestly, I'm trying to be super honest with myself without derailing myself unintentionally. Because yesterday I was very much all messed up, just the whole way the day went, the jumble in the bathroom situation, which is silly. Here's me walking around, it's like 1.5 miles every loop, looking and looking and looking and looking. Where can I pee in the bushes? There's like no place to even secretly pee under the radar. So I was bummed out by that. I was bummed out by the deer. My car's a mess. And I just really was not in a good frame of mind. And you don't make decisions. You don't make long-term decisions when you're in that frame of mind. You need to sleep on it, wake up, see the light of day, know that Jesus loves you, and go forward with your plans rationally, doing what you can do, but not, undermining yourself or knowing when you're overshooting. Do you know, I saw this article, and maybe you've seen it too. A lady who used to be a very prolific and famous ultra marathoner. She won the Western States 100-mile marathon, ultra marathon, 14 times. She just completed, I think it's called Through the Years. It's a multi-day kind of thing, and she did 100. She signed up to do a 50K, but she ended up doing 100 miles, and she did it with a walker. She has rheumatoid arthritis. That's something right there. That was like, whoa, look at that determination to do, you know. And I think that if we're careful and we consider what we're doing, I mean, she meant to do this, but she felt like she could continue, and so she did. It was a cool story to read. And I want to make sure that I don't derail myself, that I don't just completely harpoon myself and when I can absolutely positively probably do the marathon. I'm going to give myself until probably mid-February, but I don't really see any reason why I shouldn't be able to do it, because I'm going to find someplace else to walk where there are restrooms, because then I probably won't have to go. and we are not going to hit any more deer, and I think that my training plan will go accordingly, and I'm going to be doing great. So I just want to encourage you today that if you are in a point in a day where it's just like everything seems like it's all messed up, don't make any drastic decisions, because it's the wrong time. You need to wait until things have calmed down and you've slept on it before you make those really big decisions on what you're going to do. But move every dang day. Motion is lotion. Yeah. Thanks for spending time with me today. If this encouraged you, give it a thumbs up and share it with another aging rebel who needs a little hope. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, live strong, laugh often, and shine with purpose.